My neighbor tried to get me fired from my job because I wouldn't give her free babysitting. And the crazy part was that she had never even asked me nicely. She moved in across the street 2 years ago. And from the beginning, she acted like every person in the neighborhood existed to make her life easier. And whenever someone told her no, she took it personally. The first time she asked me to watch her kids, I had to work late, so I politely declined. And she acted understanding. But the next morning, I found a note on my front door telling me that neighbors should support each other during difficult times. I ignored it and moved on. A week later, she asked again, and this time she wanted me to watch her children for an entire Saturday because she had plans with friends, and when I said no, she spent 10 minutes explaining why my weekend wasn't as important as hers. That was when I realized she wasn't asking for help. She was making demands. Over the next month, she kept showing up at my house with new requests, and every time I refused, she became a little more hostile. Then things got weird. One afternoon, my manager called me into his office and asked if I was having problems with someone in my neighborhood because the company had received an anonymous email claiming I was rude, aggressive, and constantly causing disturbances in the community. The accusations were ridiculous, but they were specific enough to get attention. I immediately suspected her, but I couldn't prove anything. Then a second complaint arrived, and then a third. Each one became more detailed, and each one became more personal. Someone was clearly trying to damage my reputation. A few weeks later, she made a mistake. During an argument with another neighbor, she accidentally mentioned details from one of the anonymous complaints that had never been shared publicly. And the second I heard her say it, I knew exactly who had been sending them. I wasn't the only person she had targeted either because, as I started talking to other neighbors, I discovered she had been spreading rumors about multiple people on the street whenever they refused to do favors for her. One family had been accused of neglecting their dog. Another had been reported for noise complaints. An elderly couple had been falsely accused of damaging property. Suddenly, everyone had a story, and everyone was tired of it. Then she handed us the perfect opportunity when she organized a neighborhood gathering and announced she wanted to discuss building a stronger community. Almost every resident showed up. She spent 15 minutes talking about kindness, respect, and helping others, but then people started standing up. One by one, neighbors shared their experiences. The false complaints, the rumors, the threats, the messages, and the lies. Every time she tried to defend herself, someone else had evidence. By the end of the meeting, nobody was listening to her anymore. For the first time since moving into the neighborhood, she wasn't controlling the conversation, she was the subject of it. The complaints stopped after that, and the rumors stopped too. A few months later, she quietly moved away. The funny thing is that nobody on the street talks about her anymore, but every now and then, someone mentions how peaceful the neighborhood became after she left, and everyone immediately knows exactly who they're talking about.